creators, be very, very careful. Only use the studio music. And
I was like, just hello, everybody. I hadn't used that one in a while. When I cleaned out my cookies, it popped back up automatically. So I figured I would go ahead and use that one. That one is a fun one. Pardon me. So I figured I would use that one. I hope everybody's doing good today. So come on in and join. Come on in and join. How's everybody doing today? Excuse me. Now I got this cough again. So I hope everybody's doing good today. I see 6 people in here, but I don't see them in my chat. I guess I got the lurkers today. I hope everybody is doing good and well and enjoying your day, even the haters and in the bushes. So today, we're going to talk about nurses. Hey, love hearts. Hello. Hope you're doing well. We're going to talk about nurses today. We're going to talk about nurses. No Nurse Jackie. Even though Nurse Jackie, if you watched that before, she wasn't the greatest. Looking back, she had a few tricks up her sleeve, right? Did you happen to watch that? Leslie, hello. Where is everybody? Well, there's a couple going strong. A couple of big creators are going strong. You're watching from Ireland. Hey, Ireland, nice to see you. Nice to see you. We do have good nurses. And actually, first, I'm going to talk about the good nurses. I am going to talk about the good nurses because I don't want the bad nurses to give the good nurses a bad name. Actually, my mod, Millie, she is or was a nurse, and she is a very good person. And so I don't want to overshadow with this story because this is a very bad nurse. So I want to give credence to the good people out there. A lot of, again, we cover true crime and it's like in every profession, the Ellie, the firemen, the school teachers, in every place, the YouTubers, everybody, there's bad in everywhere. Doctors. I was just talking last night about a doctor that really stunned me here that got life. I was like, what? And I didn't even know it for child stuff. And years ago, like 15 years ago, I used to clean his condo. And I was like, I was stunned, just stunned. You never know. You never know these people. And I had just happened, I don't even watch the regular news here anymore. I'll scan through my phone once in a while and pick up the regular local news and stuff like that. And I come across it. And the Hatter's Madness said, I was RN for many years. I like to think I was one of the good ones. Yeah, people take oaths and you'll see, you have to. And Millie, I was just talking about you. Hello. So I want to give before we go into the bad, I want to give credence to the good. I really do. Um, you know, your sister and family are doctor nurses, and sometimes people think because you're in healthcare, you're more about people more than others, and that's not true. Right, Leslie? I mean, it's just not. It's not. And 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 I do want to say this. I mean, even many years ago, even when I was a child, and that's why I want to say this. That's why a lot of people, even me and a lot of people, like when they get older, they don't want to go in nursing homes because people fear how they will be treated. Because you have a lot, hey, Shelly, because you have a lot of, and I'm not just talking about what we've seen here, but you have a lot of cold hearted, evil people who mistreat and abuse others. And it's true. It's true. So you followed this case. It hadn't been long, and I was hearing about it, and I'm like, let me look into this. And it was horrible. Wow, Leslie, my sister does not care about my mom more than I do, but she gets the respect because she's a nurse. Wow. Hey, Derek, how are you doing? I'm doing good, hon. Thank you. You're always so kind when you come in here, Derek. I appreciate that. All right. So what I wanted to say is, again, this is No Nurse Jackie. I used to watch that, and I really like that show. I don't know how many of you did. It was just a show. It was just a movie. It was just a show. Thinking back about it, it wasn't funny now because she was a drug addict. She was on drugs. Most, not all. Thinking back, a lot of nurses sadly get hooked on that, and doctors, but it's convenient to them, sadly. Thank you, Derek. I'm glad you are. But anyway, I did like that little show. But some people can't separate reality from shows, unfortunately. So I have the utmost respect for, and I wrote all this out from my heart. So I am reading, but it came from my heart. Hey, Jacqueline, everybody coming in, welcome, welcome. Yeah, and I did a CNA for a long time. And I think I talked about my time working. I've worked in a hospital. I've worked in surgery. And I worked in a nursing home. Nursing homes was hard. And y'all know me. I got attached. I got attached to them old people. I got attached. I even wanted to bring one lady home. Of course, you can't do that. But it's sad. It's sad. I get attached real easy. So anyway, but that part is very sad. It's hard work. Hello, Coffee. Aurora, hello, beautiful. Hello. And it's sad to see in the nursing homes, like when they don't have family members that come or visit or anything like that. It's sad. It's very sad. So, yeah. But anyway, I have the utmost respect for nurses, and they don't get enough credit, and that's my opinion. They work extremely hard, and unless you actually work with them and you actually see them in action, you don't really get the gist of everything that they do. You don't really know. Also, they take a big load off of the doctors. They really don't. They do more. in my opinion, than the doctors do. They really do. The doctors have it easy, really. Hey, rapper, I hope you're having a good day. I was thinking about you today. I really was. Y'all, I want to say something. I want to brag on rapper for a minute. There's a lot of people that come in my chat that are, and don't take this the wrong way, rapper. I was thinking about you last night. You were saying your birthday's coming up and all that, but listen, I think about sometimes like people that are outcast everywhere else, and they come in my chat, and like rapper, sometimes sometimes he's been mean in other people's chat, right? This is funny. Before I carry on, it's not funny because sometimes he's been a little devil in other people's chat, but he comes in here and he's so respectful in my chat. And I think about that, and I appreciate that, Rap. I really do. Like, and I see him different places and stuff. And I was thinking about a month ago, I think it was. He was even in Justin's, and um, like I'll go, rapper. I'm like, be nice in here, and actually, he does. He has respect for me. And I was thinking about the same thing with Green Eyes. He may be watching in the bushes or whatever, and like way back in the Summer Wells case, Green Eyes boy, and Jody Sue, like they went at it back and forth in several different places. Now I'm nobody special or anything like that, but Green Eyes even come talk to me on the phone, and I asked him. I said, you know, why don't you do me like that? And he just told me straight up, I don't have any reason to. You've never gave me any reason to. And it gets me because a lot of these creators really go after me and different things like that. But I was thinking about Rapper today, and I really have to brag on him because I have really seen him naughty at different places 3 years. 3 years. And he just made me smile for no reason today. And I just really appreciate him, and everybody gives him a hard time. And I don't want people to give him a hard time, or Green Eyes either. In my opinion, there's good in these people. There's good in these people. I don't know. I just had to say that. I want to say thank you, rapper. You're always nice when you come in my chat. I don't know. I just had to stop what I'm doing and thank you. That's all. I don't know. Sometimes when I think it's warranted, I just have to say that. That's all. That's all. Carry on. But anyway, thank you, Derek. Anyway, and I hope you're having a wonderful day. And again, when it's time for your birthday, I will sing you birthday. Happy birthday. But anyway, and I didn't mean to embarrass you. I think you're a good person, rapper. I do. And I've noticed you've been on your best behavior everywhere that I've seen you lately. I just wanted you to know that sometimes you have to give people courage and just let them know they're doing good and they're worth it and you are enough. That's all. That's all. But nurses, again, they do all the work. They really do. And you don't get the gist of it unless you see them or you're around them. And I don't just mean if you're in the hospital or you're sick. And they take a big load off of these doctors. And they're always there to observe and to take, these patients in and out of the beds and to be there at every beck and call. And when these patients are in pain and they're throwing up and they're, through all the pain, and the tears and the medications, withdrawals, recovery, all their whines, after surgery, their illnesses that they don't know what's going on. The nurses are charting everything. They're trying to hurry up and get their pain medicine from the pharmacies. They're measuring their urine. They're doing everything. They're doing everything. Inputs, outputs, all the blood pressure, everything that nobody wants to do, really. They're doing everything. Changing bandages. They're working in all different departments, all different things. And some of these departments, nobody really would volunteer to work in, but this is a choice. Somebody's got to do it. Somebody has to do it. And it needs to be done. And these nurses are doing it on a daily, 24/7. They're chasing down doctors. They're calling them at home. They're calling them off the golf courses. Seriously. That's not a figure of speech. That's the truth. Doctors are pissy with them. There's mistakes made. It shouldn't be, but there's real true mistakes made. People jumping down their throats. And many nurses feel overworked and underpaid, and they are. They are. And this is day and night. They have to work odd shifts. They have to be on call. They have to carry beepers. Nurses are held to a very high standard, both ethical and legal standards. Yes, legal standards. They can take everything you own in a heartbeat. The families can, the hospitals can. Sometimes when the hospitals get sued, unfortunately, they have to include the nurses, and they don't want to, but any attorney will tell you, well, in order to sue the doctor for malpractice, you have to include everybody. Unfortunately, it's a broad umbrella. They're held very high in their standards. They have to walk on eggshells. Then you have the stress that comes with it. If you think there's not enough stress, you're wrong. Oh, yeah, and even during snow, rain, sleet, whatever, hurricanes, you have to stay at the hospital. You have to be there. It doesn't matter. You have to be there. When your family is home during hurricanes or whatever, you have to be there. You're not going anywhere. Not if you want your job. Not if you want your job. And to some people, it's not like this. You can't walk away. It's your livelihood. That's what you do. Trauma don't stop. ERs don't stop. You have to, okay? Especially if you work in critical care or hospice. Oh my gosh. It takes a special person with good hearts. Believe that or not, you don't need to be cold-hearted you don't turn off your feelings, okay? You have to have some sort of heart to do this. It's hard. It's not easy. And unfortunately, you do get attached. You try to turn off your feelings. Jacqueline said they're definitely overworked. Unfortunately, sometimes being overworked and doing long shifts lead to mistakes. That is correct. That is correct. And Jacqueline, when my son was little, yeah, that's true. He had his tonsils out and he didn't wake up. This is a true story. He didn't wake up. They kept trying to wake him up. Couldn't figure it out. This was my fourth son. They ended up putting him in the hospital because he was just sleepy. They couldn't figure out why he wouldn't wake up. The only reason I found out, now if I would have known what I know now, I would have, I don't know what I would have done, to be honest with you, but I didn't know back then. I wasn't into suing everybody and all that kind of stuff. I was grateful my son was okay. I was very thankful he finally woke up. I was terrified. But what happened was he was young, like 3, 4, and he didn't wake up. So they was just saying he was sleepy. They were going to put him in the hospital, because it was supposed to be outpatient. They took his tonsils out, his adenoids. And when I got up on the floor, the nurse, she had been there forever. She was always there. She was always there when I had the babies and stuff. She was always there. She told me this way. She said, I can't believe now she knew, but I think this is the way she was telling me because they weren't supposed to tell me. She said, can't believe they gave him morphine for him having his tonsils out. Morphine? They gave my baby morphine? What? They gave him not only did they give him morphine, they gave him a lot of morphine. So not only did they put him to sleep, when he got out, they gave him morphine. They almost killed my baby. Almost killed my baby. So somebody was tired, made mistakes, overworked and underpaid. Hello, Puerto Rico. So yeah. But I was just very thankful my baby got out of it and was okay. Very thankful. Now, had that been today, it would have been a different story. It would have been a different story. Back then, I was just thankful and I was blessed. And I was glad my baby woke up. Hey, Miranda. But especially if they work in critical care and stuff like that, they're going to need to have patience and have a heart. Because if something happens to their patient, even if they're not on shift, it's going to affect them. Otherwise, it's not normal, folks. Thank you, Jacqueline. I am too. I'm very glad. Yeah, I was terrified. I've been through a lot of stuff in my life. It's not been easy. I guess that's why I care so much about children in general. And I know a lot of things. And I feel so passionate about a lot of things. Jacqueline, true. You live and you learn. And you have to have compassion for different things. And those that don't, I don't understand them. I don't understand them. But you can't be a nurse and be a cold-hearted bitch. It's plain and simple. It's just plain and simple. It'll backfire on you. It'll backfire. You can, but it won't work out well. Especially not for that nurse. And if you are one of those, why are you a nurse? Is there an agenda? One has to ask. I don't care what kind of degree you have, there needs to be some kind of bedside manner. And that's for doctors, nurses, anybody that is trying to care for someone. And if it's not the career for you, then it's just not. It's not for everyone. It's not for everyone. If you don't have something you love to do, then don't do it. Don't do it. Don't make it about the money, though. Don't make it about the money. Don't make it about the money. Nursing is also an ongoing education that takes a lot of time, and that is very important. And doctors use all the information that the nurses give them. Nurses are very important. You need to advocate for the patients. The patients and the family is very vulnerable, and it's not easy for nurses. They have to spend time with the families and the patients round the clock, and they have to be at their every beck and call. They make sure that their needs are met, and they have to be critical thinkers within the healthcare field. They have to be aware of everything, even small things that's going on, and things can change just like that. And they have to do what's best for that patient. They have to be a clear communicator and ensure that everything is up to standards and right. They have to make sure everything's right for the doctor, the patient, right at the pharmacy, that the pharmacy gets the correct information. We just talked about that. And they have to adapt. They have to be able to adapt real easy and real quick. Because again, things can change in a matter of seconds, especially under pressure. They have to be cool under pressure, especially if they work in the ER. Well, anywhere really. But think about the ones that work in the ER. Oh my God. Ambulances coming in, patients coming in, gunshot wounds, all kinds of things, right? Life or death situations at any given time, heart attacks, everything. They're always dealing with fast emergencies. And again, you have to be on your P's and your Q's at all times. All times. No matter what your job is, babies being born, they always say, I've always been told, I got 4, but I've always been told having a baby is, your life is in a balance between life and death right there. Opal says, I was in nursing for 10 years, and you are so right with what you are saying, 100%. Nursing is so rewarding. Yeah, and that's it's a rewarding thing. I mean, again, nurses save lives. They save lives. It is rewarding, and you're helping somebody every day, all the time. You know, sometimes you are the bearer of bad news, but you are also at the same time helping families. You're sitting with them. Even when you're home, it's also teaching you how to communicate and help those around you who really need help. But if you're going to dread it every day, and this with any job, then maybe you don't need to do it. And that's just what I'm fixing to talk about this case. If it's something that you can't handle or you don't want to deal with, you don't need to be in it, right? But one thing that you have to have is you have to have integrity. A nurse has to have a moral compass while giving care. You have to have integrity and be honest and make decisions with the best interest in mind. Millie said it's hard work, but I wouldn't change a thing. I love being a nurse. Hey, Sarah. I always liked helping people. You know, I told y'all I always was drawn to older people too. You know, as a child, I loved going up and down, talking to the Greek lady. I've done told y'all all that. You know, in anything, it's rewarding. How could you not want to help somebody? So you have to have integrity and be honest and make decisions with their best interest, right? So with that being said, there's this nurse, Lucy Letby. She was on the front of my intro. We're going to talk about her. I found her. Some of you have heard of her and her case. Again, she's not Nurse Jackie. She's Lucy Letby. And pardon me if I'm saying it wrong. I'll have the trolls, just like they did last night, say her name right. This is my channel, and I'll speak it the way I want. She was 33 years old. She was a nurse. She was one of the most notorious female serial people of all times. I did, Sarah. Thank you. They said she threw open the door of hell. That's what they said. Seven deaths of babies. Lucy Letby was a neonatal nurse who murdered 7 babies, and they believe more. Between June 2015 and June 2016. The reason she got attention is because that was a very high number of babies dying under her care. It wasn't normal at all. Shortly after, I think she started working in the neonatal intensive care unit for the babies. Again, she was 34. And if you can believe she knew, so you can believe she knew right from wrong. She had 7 counts of attempted on others too, I believe. She ended up getting life in prison. She was charged November 2020 and pled not guilty. Of course she did. She told them she was definitely innocent. She had a 10-month trial, but they saw otherwise. The jury saw otherwise. They found she was injecting them with air and insulin. She was overfeeding them. She was physically abusing them with medical tools. I can't even imagine or wrap my head around that one. I can't even, I couldn't even comprehend that. Medical tools, abusing them. Those poor helpless babies. Letby accepted at trial some victims had been injected with insulin. I guess she couldn't get out of that one. So I guess she said, oh, well, some have been injected with insulin. Why? Because she's a nurse and said, oh, I must have over-injected them with insulin. That was just too easy. Hey, I did it with insulin, but I didn't do the other. Okay. She went on to blame others for it. That didn't work out too well for her, though. But it was true. She also took over 250 notes from her workplace. She took the notes. She took them from her workplace to try to cover her butt. And she falsified other records, thinking it was going to save her butt. She was sadly mistaken. It didn't work out too well. And again, on August 21st, 2023, Letby was given a life sentence in prison. Then there was an application to appeal her conviction, and it was reviewed on February 2024, and it was heard on April 2024. But her appeal was denied and refused. Now, she does face a retrial this June 2024 on a single charge, because she had a hung jury on that single charge. To me, though, that's mute. I'm sure to the families it's not mute, but to me that's mute unless she gets another unless she gets another life sentence or the death penalty. But to me, that's mute at this point. And the reason that I say that, someone will probably help out the family and do her like they did Jeffrey Dahmer. So in my opinion, it is mute. people don't take too kind to doing children this way. The family will get their justice one way or another. It's just a thought. That's my opinion, though. That's just me. But who am I? I'm just Smiley. This happened in the United Kingdom, by the way. I'm not even sure if they have death penalty over there, to tell you the truth. I wouldn't know. Somebody might have to tell me. I don't know. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know. I don't know their laws. Yeah, Opal, that's in my opinion too. A new trial is just a waste of money because she already has life. And she was given life, and there's no, the way that they worded it, she can't get out. She can't get paroled. So what? She had a technicality. The only reason is, I mean, I can understand for the family. I mean, if that was my child, I'd be like, but I'll probably be like, but, I know me. I know me all too well. I'd be like, but it wasn't for my child. I mean, I can understand. I can understand that. I mean, that's fair. I mean, that's fair. I mean, that's their child. I understand that. But it is pointless. I can almost promise you she's 34 years old. Somebody's going to sweep her up like they did Jeffrey Dahmer. It might be in the UK, but look what all she's done. And they think she's done plenty more. We're going to get to that. Again, this happened in the UK under the British government management of the Countess of Chester Hospital, and they were criticized for ignoring Nurse Letby. Now listen, I'm going to tell you a little bit about her. Nurse Letby was an only child. Okay? She was educated, and this was by her best friend. Her best friend said Letby had a very difficult birth herself. So she has at least one child. And her BFF said she almost died during her labor. But she survived, and she was so grateful. And it made her want to do this job. And she said she wanted to save lives. Where on God's green earth she got lost in that translation, I have no idea. Because that is scary to me. So I wondered what triggered her. So there was an investigation, and it showed in June of 2015, it started. They saw first 2 to 3 deaths of infants, and they failed to respond. The hospital did. And they wanted it to be resolved. And so they conducted an informal review, and then they reported it as incidents. They reported it to the committee of the NHS Foundation and Trust, and they are responsible, those people, for addressing very serious incidents like this. At first, they closed the desks. They closed them as medication errors. Then they observed Letby, and they noticed she was the one and the only one that was on the shift with these particular desks. Every time taking care of all these babies. And then they saw one other, she was a junior nurse on one of the shifts. So they told LE about the deaths, and they told them that it was unexplained, and they remained unexplained after an autopsy. So in October 2015, a manager did her own review and found Letby as a main suspect to her. And Letby was the only one present. So when it come back to her like unexplained, at that time there was more, so it was like 5, and that was a common factor. Okay, so Nurse Letby was like beginning to look real suspicious to these people. So then it was like May 2016, they had this meeting, and this meeting happened, and there was a spike. All these babies kept dying. There was a spike in deaths. Smiley, didn't she take so many babies' lives at the trial they named each child by name, A, B, C, D, etc.? Yeah, Miranda. Yeah. Because it just kept spiking. So June 24, 2016, by that time there was 2 triplet babies that day and the previous day. And these are triplets, Miranda. And this is what happened. So the triplets led the neurologists to phone the executives. Okay. And the neurologist was pissed. So he phoned the executives. That's what they call them there, I guess. He phoned the executives, and he wanted that nurse, Lucy Letby, to be immediately gone, removed from that unit. And by this time, there was like 7 deaths. He was like, done. She has to go. Like, get her out. Something's wrong. I want her off this unit. She needs to go. She needs to be out. So he didn't want her in that unit. He didn't want her nowhere near him, near his babies, near nothing. But they were scared they were going to have like they said they didn't want a witch hunt on their hand. Okay, so what they did, they asked this place called Ormond Street Hospital, the executive or manager or whatever over there, would they help review? I think they got her out of that unit or whatever, but would they just kind of look over it and help them kind of review this? By September 2016, Lucy Letby raised a grievance. She put in a grievance. And guess what? The grievance was gave to Lucy. Yeah, Protect these people. Protect these predators. Protect them. Yeah, here. You're supported. We support you. We're going to get a grievance. We're going to get sued. Ah. So they let her return to the neonatal unit. Why can I never have no luck like that? Not offing children or doing something like I'm just saying. Nothing like that, but damn, these people have luck. If I was to try the least little thing against the law, my ass will be in the slammer. I'm just saying. Whew. Anyway, I need about 20K. Wonder if I could go rob a store. Okay. No comprendo. Promise I wouldn't hurt nobody. Anyway, maybe I could just go rob a drug dealer. My life would get taken. Or if it didn't, I'd get shot and then I'd go to jail. Lord have mercy. Just kidding, folks. Anyway, somebody's going to watch the replay and I'm going to get drugged for that. Lord have mercy. Y'all sit down. How are you going to take all these babies' lives? They know you did it. And then they're going to say, oh, it's okay. Go back to the unit. Go work with the babies, honey. We just don't want to get sued. But you just go do this, and we'll give you a paycheck and pay you to do it, honey. It's fine. Don't understand it. But it's fine. So her grievance was upheld, and they did place her at another hospital, the Alder Hey Children's Hospital in Liverpool. They wanted to protect the nurse, Lucy Letby. They even asked, get this, are y'all listening to this? They even asked the others at the hospital to send Lucy a public apology letter. And they did, February 2017. They sent her a public apology letter. Hey, Rachel. But they still had the police involved. Little did she know. And then that was in February 2017. And guess what? In March 2017, they let her know that. And then on May 3rd, 2017, they I don't know if that's when she was arrested or not, but they announced the police involvement, and then she got bail. So I guess she got arrested sometime in that month. But while out on bail, she had her license removed. Thank God. She was suspended from nursing. And they found that she had 30 other infants that she may have harmed or hurt, did the same to death. And those charges could be brought against her. after all that and everything. After her conviction, the UK government ordered an independent inquiry into those circumstances. The Department of Health and Social Care said they would examine the deaths and the incidents, including how the concerns were dealt with. Yeah, thank you, Jesus. They say the motive, here's the motive. They say the motive was possibly thrill seeking, playing God, and they also allege, which I don't see how this had anything to do with it. I can see the thrill seeking and playing God, obviously. But they said they think she also had a secret relationship with a doctor. Of course she did. They had text. They had other sources. So, of course, she was no Nurse Jackie. And this is a true story. I wonder what happened to the doctor. I was going to say the poor doctor, but I don't know about all that. I hope his wife left him. Maybe he's no doctor anymore. I don't know. Yeah, nutty people everywhere. Worst summer 1-800. Absolutely. And that's what I have on this Lucy. Nutty Lucy that harmed all of these innocent babies. Unreal. Pure evilness. Millie's right. Pure evilness. With that being said, again, people like Millie and others that were here in the audience that are good nurses, give their time, do the right thing. I appreciate y'all so much. Y'all don't even know how many times I've needed nurses. You know, there are good ones out there. People like this, I don't even know why. I don't even know why. Real evil exists everywhere, in every state, in every country, in every job. And it's sad. It's sad. Always watch your children. Always watch your mothers, your fathers, your neighbors. Look out after people. Always keep your moral compass about you. That's all I wanted to say. Maybe I'll be back tonight. I don't know. Can't promise. I'm working on something else. But I love you. I thank you for spending time with me. And I just wanted to share something that was going on in the UK. Thank you all for being here. Absolutely, it only takes one horrible person to make the rest look bad. And the saddest part is we must focus on the good ones more than the evil ones. And that's a fact. Absolutely. It is absolutely a fact. Millie's one of those good ones. And I'm sure some of these that are in here that told me they were retired. I don't know if you were in here earlier. But if you weren't in here earlier, where summer, I literally praised the good ones. I did. Or I tried to. So I know there's good ones. So y'all have a good day, and I'll see you on the flip side. Smile around and find out. Bye.